Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon White 2. I'm yours, the PokeGamer. In the last episode we kind of started with the whole Strident City thing, and we're going to be kind of finishing it off today and heading into the Wellspring Cave. So we're going to be kind of doing that. This is basically the last major area that we have to deal with in Strident, so we'll be doing this and then, like I said, heading out to Wellspring Cave. But I won't be paying too much attention to the actual gameplay for now. Basically all you need to know is that if you talk to this chick, a little memorize game kind of comes up where one of these is going to be holding a big mushroom, and you have to remember which one it is and then run around and do whatever. And if you can keep up with it and figure out where it's at, then you know. And then there's of course a double battle here where you participate with the 3 gym leaders of Strident City from Generation 5.1, aka Black and White, which would be Cylon, Cress, and Chili. So you get to choose who gets to be your partner against the other 2. So yeah. Also, I wasn't entirely sure halfway through that. I kind of missed where he went, and somehow I managed to keep up with it. So I don't know. By the way, for the double battles, we will be choosing Cylon as our partner, because, I mean, it'll just be a little bit easier that way, just a little bit. There's only one problematic Pokemon, and that would be Cress's Slowking that he has, because it's obviously bulky against whatever I have. I've got this really weird cough, so I'm sorry if it comes up. Anyways, we have a lot of other things that we need to talk about. So as of the 10th, which was what, Friday last week, which of course I didn't record, a whole bunch of Core information was kind of posted to Japanese forums, and it shows us a lot of information regarding the OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire things, and I'm sure a lot of people have already seen this, but for those who haven't, we'll be covering it. So the first thing that was basically kind of mentioned is the fact that it's going to mention, or it mentioned Latios, and 2 new Megas being Mega Pidgeot and Mega Beedrill. Mega Pidgeot is going to retain its normal flying type with the ability No Guard, which I don't know how that's really going to be any kind of relevance to Pidgeot unless it gets a ridiculous move tutor move. There's also the fact that it has Hurricane, which is also kind of nice, but it's a special attacking move, so just saying. And then Mega Beedrill will retain its Bug Poison type with the ability Adaptability. Kind of broken actually when you think about it. It's kind of a fragile Pokemon though, but I mean, Adaptability is kind of nice. So, sorry, I'm still trying to work on my sleep schedule here. So yeah. Anyways, apparently another thing that was added was that you can also fly on Mega Latios and Latios in the overworld and find Pokemon such as Reshiram, Zekrom, Dialga, and Palkia in the sky. Latios is exclusive to OmegaRuby, whereas Latios is exclusive to AlphaSapphire. The Eon ticket is also said to return through a special distribution. This makes Latios available in OmegaRuby and Latios available in AlphaSapphire. It'll be distributed by a serial code in an upcoming issue, so obviously it'll be different for, you know, the American release, assuming that we ever get it. The legendary Pokemon that are found on on islands that can only be found to these areas on the sky okay. The legendary Pokemon are found on islands that can only be found through areas on the sky, and is said to make it so all non-event legendary Pokemon will be obtainable in Generation 6. You have access to the sky through the Eon Flute item, which I guess is a new item. I don't remember the flute ever being an item. You can also apparently encounter various other Pokemon in the wild within the clouds over Hoenn, which is kind of cool. I'm not exactly what all you may be able to find, but it's still kind of cool. And then as they were releasing stuff, apparently 2 more images had been revealed, one showcasing the first Mega Rayquaza. So I mean, there's that, that's kind of a thing. So there's that, showcasing all the information they got on it last week, of course, because, you know, they had the reveal. The second interest is the new PokeNav called the Multi-Nav. It has 4 settings: Map Navi, TV Navi, Play Navi, which includes the features for, Pokemon Ami and GTS. And then, of course, finally the Dex Navi, which helps you find Pokemon in the wild and register them in your Pokedex. Apparently you can sneak up on Pokemon, or you can register Pokemon that you encounter in the overworld into your Pokedex as well. So I'm assuming that, like, I'm sure that some people may or may not remember this, but remember how, like, you saw Beautiflies flying through the air and those one things? Maybe you can sneak up on those and register them into your Pokedex with the nav thing, which is kind of cool. You wouldn't have to catch them, you wouldn't have to waste space to do it. It's actually pretty neat that you can do something like that. Apparently there was also one other thing that says, in addition to that, it confirms that many speculated that Mega Rayquaza will feature in the Pokemon Mega Evolution Act 2 special airing November 6th. So, and apparently it's also going to be featuring the Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, so it kind of makes sense. So there's that. Another thing is that starting today, I believe it starts today, the Shiny Mega Gengar event is live. You have to go to GameStop to get it. This event runs from basically now until October 26th, and it gives you a Shiny like Gengar with the Gengarite, and has a special move Sludge Wave. So yeah, you get it via serial code, and you can get it at like things like GameStop, EB, stuff like that, from what I can tell. So just be sure to go and check that out, because, you know, don't want to really miss a free shiny Gengar. There was also apparently a reveal for demos for the OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire thing. Apparently the retail store game has announced that their Spanish branch shall be distributing the Pokemon OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire demo. They got word on this on Friday, but today they've also announced that, like the UK, people can go to Game and get the demo using the Nintendo Zone that is in stores from this Wednesday. It was limited to 20,000 codes received through this method, so they shall go fast. It is also being distributed through the official Nintendo magazine in Spain right now. So yeah, if you guys haven't already gotten on that, might want to. So just kind of throwing that out there. I don't know if there's anything else regarding whatever. Apparently there's also demo stuff, information for Netherlands and Belgium. Retail store Game Mania has announced that from October 15th they'll be distributing the code through a, you know, like or the demo through a serial code. So I mean, something else to kind of go off of. But I mean, outside of that, there's like nothing official on Serebii that we have left to cover. So that kind of leaves us with some unofficial stuff. On a site called Gamenesia, there was apparently a rumored leak for OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire, disclosing a few things that are very interesting. So I'm just going to kind of cover these in order. So let's just kind of go with that. The first one has actually kind of been confirmed, thank God. If you were to go onto the Ruby and Sapphire website, the official one for the OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire games, the American one, because I did this like literally a couple days ago, it does mention that there will be a demo, and to stay tuned for information about how to get it. Of course, everyone basically gets the demos around the 15th or before the 15th, because, you know, there are already places that are sold out of the, or not sold out, but like are actually out of the code at the moment. So I mean, there's that. And the first thing that this rumor kind of like mentions is the fact that the demo will definitely be coming to America. So I can guarantee you that it will come, but there's no date yet. So it could be like sometime in early November, which will be kind of like the whole Smash thing, where it's like, oh, 2 weeks from now you'll be able to get the full copy of the game anyways. GG. So I mean, there's that. So apparently Mega Lunatone and Mega Solrock will both be featured in the demo, which means they're basically already confirmed, at least if this is true. You will also get a single Mega Stone depending on which demo you get. Obviously there's going to be a demo for OmegaRuby, and then there's going to be a separate one for AlphaSapphire. So depending on which one you decide to go with, you can get the other Mega Stone. So the cool thing is what you should do, assuming that this is like legit, I'm assuming that whichever one you don't get in the demo, you will be able to get within the opposite game. So yeah. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, you could actually download both demos and just get the stones that way, because you can transfer over the stones once you get the full copy of the game. So if you have more than one DS or, you know, something like that, I kind of recommended you get both demos. Just saying. and of course, if this is true, I will find out in a couple days because some of the demos will be going live in 2 days. So continuing on with some more of these reveals. By the way, I love how this place needs flash, and it's like, oh, you know, cool story. But anyways, continuing on, we have Mega Flygon and Jirachi are both in the game, which is kind of interesting and cool. I'm not sure if this means Mega Jirachi or just regular Jirachi, because it doesn't say Mega Jirachi. They literally said Mega Lunatone and Mega Solrock. They didn't say Mega Flygon and Mega Jirachi, just regular Jirachi. So maybe getting a Mega Jirachi, may not be, I don't know. But continuing on, other Mega Pokemon may be included in the game, but this is still unconfirmed. And I've mentioned some of these before. Some of these names should sound very familiar because we've covered this theorio a long time ago, and yeah. So the first one, Shiftry, Ludicolo, Butterfree, Zangoose, Seviper, Raticate, Torkoal, Slacking, Exploud, Tropius, Azumarill, Ninetales, Mightyena, and some Generation 5 Pokemon were all listed as being possible Mega Pokemon in the game. Mega Pokemon that are unlikely to be included are Luxray, Arcanine, Farfetch'd, Dragonite, Electros, Luvdisc, Linoone, Cinccino, Steelix, Raichu, Politoed, Gliscor, Weavile, Rotom, Bisharp, and Wolverine. Mega Milotic is a high chance and has a Water Fairy and an increased special defense. Items will be transferable from the demo version, which I mentioned before. Johto region starters are back. Characters are customizable in Pokemon Centers. This also includes customizable skin tones, so you'll be able to get yourself a tan or something, I guess. Battlefront, or no, that's after the next one. Encounters are more diverse. So this has happened before in Black and White 2. Battle Frontier may be returning. Groudon and Kyogre are still version exclusives, which means it's not like the Emerald thing where you could, in the post game, get the other one. Contests are revamped and are very beautiful. They are also staying a secret and will be very surprising. Canada will also be getting the demos. Pentagon stands for all Generation 6 Pokemon, not just those born in the Kalos region. Move Tutors will be making a return. Lots of post-game content is being added. Gym Leaders will get roster changes, and no new double Mega Evolutions have been announced thus far. By that last thing, they mean things like Charizard, you know, things like that. It has Charizard X, Charizard Y. There's, you know, it'd be kind of interesting though. I kind of can see them doing something like that. With who, I don't know, but like having an Omega, you know, Pokemon and then a, you know, Alpha Pokemon, it's kind of cool. And the one Pokemon I think I could see being like that might be something like Rayquaza, maybe. I don't know. Just seems weird. By the way, fuck this Hitmonchan. 3 times in a row and it failed the 3rd time. 3rd time is not the charm for you, bro. Just saying. But yeah, there's also one little bit of information that ties in with this as well. The person who is apparently leaking this information said that they will be trying to acquire more information on Monday, but for now this is all they have to work with. This was posted on October 11th. Today happens to be Monday, so we may get more information. I'm saying may, I'm not saying we're going to actually get information, but we may see more information from this supposed leaker. So just saying, it might be a thing later. So if you want to check it out, be sure to go check Gamnesia for that. It's Gamnesia, so I mean, there's that. But considering this place is like dark as hell and everything else, we'll probably wait until the next episode to continue going any further, because we don't have much time left to do another trainer battle, and I don't want to walk into one by accident. So in the next episode, we're going to be continuing through the Wellspring Cave, hopefully finishing it off, and then we'll be heading east of Stratton to the Dream Yard. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.